Boys, we're finally back with the Spurs MyNBA series. I know it's been a minute, but let's get into this. So just before we start, a few housekeeping things. I know this series is always constantly changing, but I've gone back down to 10-minute quarters for when we play, and I've turned off the normalizing stats, just the minutes. So hopefully that gives us some pretty realistic scores and I can still get the videos a little bit shorter. Secondly, I noticed people were just fouling out for no reason and getting tired. So I went into the sliders and I lowered that a little bit. I think the default reach foul tendency was at a 70. So no wonder people are just constantly fouling. So they're all 50s now, around 45, 50. And then the fatigue rate I lowered down to 40 because people are just always tired. So with that said, I think in this episode, we're going to move it along a little bit. Now, a lot of big trades have happened since the last episode. So you can see right here, for example, we're going against the Bucks. They still have Drew. Now, because this is a separate universe to real life, I'm going to leave it as is. And we're okay with that. So we're going to start simulating. We will probably go to about the trade deadline. See if we want to buy or sell anyone. And we do actually win that game. No way. Let's see how that looks. So Giannis had 24 and 13, 5 and 3. How did we win this? Keldon had 25 and 5. Wemby 23 and 9. Shot 22 shots. Geez. Campaign with 17. Wow. Who ironically is actually now on the Bucks. So we'll see maybe if they want to give me some seconds for him. Sohan had 15 and 14. Very nice. For today's episode, we are going to play the Trailblazers. You can see we have a back-to-back with them there. So we'll see which one we would like. We get to continue some scouting here, so we will go ahead with that. Clint Capella for Duncan Robinson and Orlando Robinson. I don't see why they would do that, so let's keep it moving here. We lose to the Bulls. Okay, Wemby with 26 and 13. We do actually have 3 first-round picks, even though lottery and top 5 protected. But that is exciting. This game here against the Mavericks. Ready for Keldon, no thank you. We probably lose this one, I would imagine. Yeah, Luka. 3-point game though. Luka has a 32-point triple-double, dude. That's crazy. Wemby with 24 and 13. We beat the Jazz. Nice, close game. Wemby with 27 and 2. 25 for Laurie. And yeah, the Blazers, of course, still have Dame in this universe. Let's sim this first game. We actually blow them out. Jesus, 31 from Wemby. But I think what we'll do is we'll still go through the deadline and see people that make sense to move. And we will trade override those. So I think Dame will still be getting moved in our series, just not necessarily to the Bucks. So we'll see what we want to do there, because I want this to be its own thing, because you can just watch the real NBA, right? If you want to see that. And just one more thing worth noting, we are going back to real player percentage just until we can level up some of these guys so we can actually hit shots with them. Just because I think as it currently stands, a lot of their overalls are sort of not really geared towards that, so we will keep an eye on it. Quick shot there from Dame. He misses that, thankfully. But in that case, let's see if we can run a cheap pick and fade here with Wemby. He can get sort of open, and he bricks it 9% covered. Yeah, so, I mean, it is risky. Obviously, if we're going to be taking shots with him, we probably want him to develop for a couple of seasons first, so his shooting ratings are good enough to green shots. As that was a very nice pass there to Dame, wide open splash.
Here's the floater. As
Dame gets another easy bucket there, sheesh. So I think, yeah, we might have to speed it up just until we can get into the next off season, get some progression, get some new guys in. So we might play minimal games for the rest of this season, but I guess we will see how we go. I don't know what that spacing is, but Keldon stays open and he bricks it, of course.
Has been at the helm, isn't it? Man, it's hard to...
As we get Nurk in the air there and an easy layup there for Wemby. So we get our first 2 points on the board, thank God.
Whenever the shot's there for him.
And a nice curl play there for Jeremy. At least he lays that up. Usually when I do that play and I'm shooting on manual, he just takes a mid-range and bricks it. So good job, man. Good job getting to the paint. I like that a lot.
Played solid in the bench.
Little pick and roll here with our 2 guys on the wing, and we get a contested shot to fall in with Vassell. That's very nice. Oh, he has Midi Magician on gold. Okay. So I can feel confident taking a few more of those. Just looking at the score, it's still very low on 10-minute quarters. I guess that's the sliders. So maybe I do have to then go back to simulated quarter length, but then, not simulated, but inflated. But then again, I don't want the scores to be 200 to 190.
With a clear path to the hoop.
Oh, good contest there from Keldon on Jeremy. That was really good. And then can we just get a cut to the basket? I thought it was going to be Vic, but I will take a layup from Vassell there. That's very good. So 8 up, very good. Tie game. I mean, only 8 points in the first 5 minutes is kind of ridiculous. And a mid-range there again for Vassell, but we miss it. I guess he was contested, so Probably shouldn't have taken that, but I really thought I had it open, and then Dame just gets wide open, and he hits it, of course. So he has like all of their points, it feels like.
Lillard is screen on Vassell. Sharp the best.
Dame gets wide open again. Sheesh, dude, he's killing us. 8-14, wow. And Dame's guarding Vic, jeez. That is not going to end well. Oh, Jeremy. Oh, Christ, I thought he had the steal. But of course, then it just sells me. And let's go over to Jeremy, who has Dame on him, bro. Surely you can score over Dame. That's ridiculous. Let's just get him in the post and go straight up with it. Jeremy is buns, bro. That's insane. 6'2" Damian Lillard is somehow stopping 6'9". 6'9". Jeremy Sohan in the paint. Dame hits another 3. That's insane. Has he missed? He's 6 for 8 and 5 for 7. He has 17 of their points. Wow. Scoot hasn't even come in yet, bro. The Blazers are just a much better team than us on paper right now, particularly because they still have Dame. So I don't know if it's really going to be worth it playing a full quarter here, or full game, pardon me. Hit Jeremy there straight away for 3. That's wide open. He actually hits that. Okay, bam. I mean, it's an 8-point game, but if it gets to about 10, 15, I mean, it's very close to 10, maybe 15, 20-point game, that's when I'll probably simcast the rest of it. Probably get a better outcome anyway in terms of the final score. Dame, oh my God, bro. He's gone full 2K my player mode, bro. I don't know how to guard that stuff. And then I've just got my basic ass pick and roll here, and one Dame somehow does get him to miss. That's hilarious. So I think I do still have free throws on manual. Yes, I do. So that gives me something to do. That one-armed free throw with Sohan is crazy. He makes both. Okay, I'll take that. Jeremy, can you hold your own here, please, against Nas, who's also no longer there? And he makes that. Really? I thought that was good D, bro. Okay, all right, I see you. Go up, we're out of time, and he misses that. That's BS, bro. Defensive-minded center Yusuf Nurkic. If you know, you know. That's hilarious. No way you make that. Jeremy Grant, we'll take our chances. He greens it. Okay. All right, we might have lost this game, so I guess we're not expecting too much in this first season, which is fine. So we might only play 1 or 2 games in the second half after the deadline, but we will see how we go.
Here's Simon.
Another make there, yeah. So we're pretty much down by 20 if they score one more here.
Separating the shot clock and game clock with the drive.
Good layup there from Campaign though. So we have 15. I mean, they're doubling my score. Dame has like 20 of them. And timeout there. So end of the first, 15-30 essentially. So I did say it was 15-20. But we'll play a little bit of the second and see how we're feeling. I do want to see Scoot in action. Bench is in with Devin Vassell. So, I mean, there's Scoot, which is cool. But seeing as we could barely score as it was before, as Reggie Bullock gets a block there with against Scoot, pardon me, that's crazy. But we could barely score before, which makes me wonder how we're going to score now. 96%. I did try to step back, but that didn't work. How are we going to score without Vic on the court, man? I don't know. Another block on Scoot, so I mean, not a good start for him. Let's see if we can get something to go here with Vassell. I thought we got around. We do get a foul, okay. So I mean, that's nice. Maybe we can put together a little run here while we have the benches in. Who knows? And that's a brick somehow. I'm pretty sure that was a green release, but that's fine, 2K. If you want to do that, you can do that. So we make that next one. Beautiful. Actually bring Wemby in, even though he's tied, just so we can get some Scoot versus Wemby minutes. And Scoot misses that. So he's 0 for 3 so far to start this first game.
His poor shooting is
Dame? Oh, he hits that. Holy crap. Bro, Dame is frying me right now. He has 20 points, 64% field goal percentage. No, just kidding. That was in the first. We'll pick and pop here with Reggie Bullock. Rhyming accidentally. And then I guess we can just do another one here with Zach Collins. And he does get open. He's a decent shooter. He hits that. Bang. So it's 19-32. I mean, we're not out of it, obviously, in terms of the score. It's only the second quarter. But I know basketball. I know 2K. We're not going to win this game. I mean, let's try something like this. Small and with Vic. I know Doug was only getting garbage time minutes in preseason in real life, which doesn't make it look good for him. But I think in 2K, he can be a decent catch and shoot guy for us. Just stay on Dame. Just no threes. I mean, all right. Two's still not good, but we'll let him have that. And yeah, I think once we get towards the end of this second quarter, we probably start simming, but maybe the time quarters, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The amount of time in each quarter is okay, because we are 19 to 34, which I guess is decent, and we get open there. I hit the wrong icon. Doug bricks that, of course he does. And Dame just one crossover. Jesus, dude. Yeah, I need to trade him, and not just because he's throwing me on the Blazers right now, but because he deserves to be on a contender in this series. So we will try to find a different spot for him that isn't, and we hit that 3 with Reggie. Nice, a little bit contested. We'll try to find him a spot that isn't Milwaukee. That makes sense. Can we get something easy here? No, Dame is just an elite defender, at least against whatever stats Trey Jones has. We do get a nice find there to Keldon, who hits the 3, splash. So it's 25 to 36. I mean, we brought it back a little bit.
San Antonio. Yeah, snowball.
And Shaedon Sharpe just walks, and I mean literally walks past Doug McDermott for the easiest layup anyone's ever seen in a game of basketball. That is fantastic. All right, man, that was actually a decent screen by Reggie Bullock. They're going to sag off a little, and he bricks it. 29%? I don't know about that, 2K. Watch your corners, and let's switch that, I guess. That's fine. As we do get a little bit of a head start there with Campaign, who gets fouled. Okay. I mean, we'll take that. Sorry, was that Campaign or was that Jones? It's Jones. My apologies. And that was early, I think. Just a little, but it goes in. Okay. Second one is Green. Beautiful. So it's 27 to 38. And Anthony just friggin' teleports around Devin Vassell there. So that's always good. Pick and roll, the standard pick and roll. And we turn it over because all of our point guards suck, apparently. And Shaedon Sharpe lays it up. So yeah, I think it's going to go like this. We'll bring it to within almost 10. And then Dame's just going to go on like a 20-point run by himself or get an assist or something. So really nothing I can do here. I mean, Jeremy Grant's quite small, right? So, I mean, we'll take that, but yeah, I don't feel good about it. We do get it to go there. Good pass there, and we can't make the layup, bro. Jeremy sucks on offense, man. Good contest there, but they still make it. Damn, bro. All right, I think it might be time here. Let's go ahead and jump in Simcast. We scored about 30 points. So we are down by 15. Let's see how this ends. And yeah, it's just going to be in a blowout, I would imagine. And that's exactly what happens. It's going to be 119 to 80. Oh, of course it is. Dame would have had 37, 10, and 5. Christ, 16 for Nas, 19 for Keldon, 16 and 15 for Vic, 11 for Jeremy. Everyone else kind of stinks. So I guess that's what happens when the sim lets me win one. So let's see how we go here against the Celtics. I'm going to say no to that for them because Kevin Huerter is such a big part of what they do. Zach Collins is day-to-day. That's fine. We get blown out. Oh, man, I can't wait for this season to be over. I mean, sure, we can approve that. That's not a big trade. Same with this one here. So this week we go 0-3, which is not ideal. But maybe it is. Maybe we want to tank one more season. Jal with 40, 21 for Keldon. Zach led us there with 19. Giannis with 27. And then Donovan with 30, and then Trey Jones with 15. Yikes. Kira Lewiston a first for Vassell. No thanks. I think he's worth more than that. So we do currently have Vic, who's won both Rookie of the Month so far, and he is #1 in Rookie of the Year voting. Kyle Anderson and a first for Vassell. No thanks. I'm good. Luke Kennard for Harrison Barnes. Sure. Devin Vassell's out, but he can play through it. We lose by 1 to the Pistons. Zach Collins and Campaign for Corey Kispert and Shamet. That's something I'm interested in, but let's just wait till the deadline so I can see what other offers there are. And we lose both of these games too. Nice. Zach is our leading scorer, Terry Rozier, and then Keldon Johnson with 33 against Zach LaVine with 24. So I think the deadline's around February 6th. Around then, it does change every now and then, so we will see when that pops up. Here are your all-stars. There's no first-timers, so no Vic. First round pick and Mitchell Robinson for Jeremy and Charles Bassey. No, I think Jeremy's worth more to us than that. We do want to keep him. DeAndre Ayton for Keldon Johnson is interesting, but again, doesn't really fit what we want to do. All right, and we're at the deadline, so we will stop there. So we lost this game to the Hawks. Trey had 45, Campaign with 24. We lost to the Celtics. Tatum had 47 and 17. Jesus, dude, 19 for Vic. We beat the Hornets, even though LaMelo had 48, 12, 9, and Brandon Miller had 30. Tell me Vic went off. He did. 26, 8, 1, 2, and 2. You love that. We had a few guys in the 20s. Kuzma, 24. Johnson was 16. So we really just can't score. Harden, 32 and 16. Embiid, 28 and 12. Vic with 28. 21 for Brandon there. Isaiah Joe, 28. We did beat Portland again, so we did technically win the season series against them, which is quite funny. 27 for Dame, 24 there for Jeremy, and then Vassell has 21 there against Ant, who has 28. Beat the Rockets by 4. Vic has 22 and 19. Wow. 20 for Shamit. We beat the Magic. Vassell with 25. Fultz with 19. Get blown out by the Pelicans. Zion with 19, so I was very balanced. We do actually beat the Cavs, 20 there, and 29 for Garland. Then the last game before the deadline, the Heat beat us. Hero 23, Vic 27 and 10. So the award races here, you can see Luka, Joel, Jokic, and Harden. So Philly has 2 top 5 MVP candidates. Ja Morant there in 5th. There's Vic, there's Miller, there's Chet, Scoot, and then Amen. 6-man, Scoot is actually 2nd. That makes a lot of sense. And then Depoy here, a couple guys injured. Most improved, always goes to Paul Reed. Maybe I should pick him up, but I guess if he's performing like that, they'd probably want to keep him. Clutch player is also Luka. Then rookie of the month. This one went to Chet, so Vic loses one there. So again, we have 3 technically picks this year in this lottery, in this draft, pardon. And if we go to the NBA standings, we're currently the 14th seed in the West. 17 and 34, half game above the Rockets. And then in the East, there's a few teams worse than us. So we might want to commit to the tank. We might be sellers here, which means we'll probably only play one more game in the next half of the deadline, I guess, next half of the season. Remember, we did have Reggie, Doug, Campaign, and Devontae on the selling or chopping block. So Vic is leading us in scoring with 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and almost a steal, but he's only shooting 40 from the field, 29 from 3, 85 from the line. Those pretty nice, pretty encouraging. 15 for Keldon, 5 rebounds, 45, 32 splits, 35 from 3 from Vassell. So we really have no shooters. I'm not counting Campaign. He's giving us about 11 and 6 for Zach, 10 for Brandon, about 10 and 6 with 2.5 assists from Jeremy, and some okay defense, I guess. 9 and 5 from Trey G's. So we really don't have a lot here. Charles Bassey, there's Doug. All right, man, let's see who we want to sell off, who would make sense to take them on, and if any other team should be sellers or buyers. I'll have a look around the league and I'll let you know. So I'll put Reggie back to his natural position, small forward shooting guard. We're going to send him back to Dallas here. They get a bit more depth. Rashawn Holmes. We get a 2nd round pick, so it's better than nothing. And I think Rashawn Holmes has an option on his deal, so we can just waive him in the coming season. So we will go ahead and move Reggie to the Dallas Mavericks. That is our first move. We will give Devontae Graham to the Hawks in exchange for a 2nd round pick, and we bring back Patty Mills, so that's fun. So they get a slight upgrade there in their backup point guard spot at a 75. Devontae hasn't really played for us, but he's still a solid option in 2K. Then the last move we're going to make in terms of selling is Jetty Osman to the Sixers. We give them a 2nd, but they're giving us back a 1st. Obviously, they'll be good, so it's not worth that much. But I think Jetty can still contribute at a 75, and plus they're really heavy favorites to win it all. They're currently the 1 seed in the East, so hopefully that pushes them over the edge. Now, Campaign, I don't really think I want to move. He's been pretty good for us, and he's our backup point guard. Doug McDermott looking at it, 74 overall, 13 mil. So no, that's not really going to work. And maybe we can re-sign Campaign in the offseason. Who knows? All right, so that's all for our team. I'm going to run around the league and see if anyone should be moved. I know the Dame thing's probably more of an off-season thing, but since it's already happened in real life, we can speed it up, I guess. All right, man, the first trade we're doing is a little crazy. It's going to be Dame and Nas going to the Wolves in exchange for Cat Conley, who is on the last year of his deal, and he can mentor Scoot a little bit before he retires or they let him walk. And then the very few amount of picks they have left and a couple of seconds. So maybe not the haul you want, but it does make sense because of where they are in the standings. So Portland can now fully rebuild. I mean, they do have Nurkic, who I will also look to move just for a cheap piece so they can move Cat back to the 5. And now we're going to ship Nurkic off to the Clippers for Morris, who's on an expiring, and they at least get 2 seconds, so we will override that. Which now means the Trailblazers can start Scoot, Simons, Thibault, Grant, and Cat. They have Conley as a 6-man who should probably start for right now, but we will play Scoot more minutes. Shaden Sharp, Moses Brown, and Morris will even get minutes for them. Look at that. But realistically, I mean, probably not. Give those to Chris Murray. We might even see if it makes sense for a 3rd team to get involved that would want Marcus Morris. And this is the only one that kind of makes sense. So they do have to actually give up a 2nd here. But they get Jonathan Isaac, so the Magic have given up on him, I guess. And then Marcus Morris on the last year of his deal, they at least get a 2nd. So that is kind of exciting for the young core of the Blazers, and they can start Isaac now. So that is a very good-looking younger 5 Then we'll just put Conley there. Actually, we will start Scoot and have Conley as the sixth man because I guess that's why we wanted to get rid of Dame in the first place. And then Chris Murray can get those minutes. So that is the Blazers and the Wolves done. So right now the Wolves have Lillard, Edwards, McDaniels, Anderson, and Rudy Gobert with Naz Reid off the bench. So this should be a contender in the West now for sure. Not one of the places he had on his list, but in this universe we'll say Dame didn't care where he went. Next trade we'll be doing is sending Terry Rozier to the Heat for Duncan Robinson. Yes, the contract sucks, but the Hornets just need all the young players in capital they can get. So we'll do Jaime Jaquez and a first. Frank Ntilikina there to make it work. So, I mean, in that instance, that just makes Miami a much more solid team. So with Lowry out, I'm going to make Terry Rozier a full-time point guard, which better suits his height at least. And then if we rebuild their rotation, their starting five looks a lot better now. So they have an 80 there along with Kevin Love. So I like that for them. And you're not going to love all of these trades. It's hard to find ones that make sense for everyone, but I just want each team to be competitive and making the right moves for their organization. All right, another trade. So the Clippers are going all in. They're getting DFS to play that power forward spot for them. They're giving up Batum's expiring contract, a young player in Brandon Boston, and also a second round pick. We will go ahead and accept that. So Batum will start here for a season and then they can decide what they want to do with him in the off season, but at least they got something for him. So now the Clippers look really nice. They have Russ, PG, Kawhi, DFS, and Nurkic, along with Zubats, Martin, and Plumlee, along with Terrence Mann. So now they can actually probably move Plumlee because they have another center already in Nurkic. All right, and the last move for them will be flipping Plumlee for Kenrich Williams. Obviously, the value there in 2K doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but in realism sense, it's fine. So we just need to make sure his backup position, probably small forward because they have enough centers already. So the Clippers look really good, man. They should be favorites. I realize I just turned this into a Clippers rebuild, but I think that is a very nice turnaround for them. And so now because the Bucks have a ton of centers as well, we're going to put Bobby Portis back to a power forward. All right, and potentially the final trade for this video is going to be a big one. We're sending Kuzma from a rebuilding Wizards team to the Mavericks to help Luka. They get Olivia Maxon's Prosper back. They also get 1 first-round pick in 2 seconds. So we will go ahead and accept that. But yes, Kuzma did sign the extension there, but we're going to say he just wanted his money and he wanted to get out. So now he can go and contend with Luka. So he's now there starting small forward next to Grant Williams and Dwight Powell. So I think he fits there nicely. All right, and the final trade actually will be here. So we will move Bobby Portis for them to bring in Gary Trent. They need a shooting guard more than they need another power forward. So a lot happened this deadline, man. It's going to be hard to remember where all the teams are up to, but we will check where everyone finishes at the end of the season. And if those are your favorite teams, you might hate the trades, which I apologize, but again, it's not meant to be overly realistic, just in the context of this series. So now the Bucks look really good, man. At least that starting five. They still have Jay Crowder, Mason Plumlee, Malik Beasley, Otto Porter. Now lastly, let's go back to only controlling our team. Turn off trade override and let's sim through to the deadline. We lose to the Magic because of course we do. Paolo has 30, Keldon Johnson has 29. And I say we sim to March 14th, so where there is only a month left in the season. Jeremy Sohan is injured, but he can play through it, that's fine. So I will go to that point and I will stop and let you know how we're looking. And then in the next episode, we'll have our last regular season game and then we can go through to the playoffs. All right, and actually contract extension deadline, I didn't even think about this. Zach Collins refuses re-sign. But we will either just re-sign him doing the 2K method, you know, when you go into Player Finder, or we will throw him into a sign and trade. Korkmaz, I don't care. Campaign, I mean, we got him for a pretty cheap price, so we can give him something like that so we can trade him later on. We'll go ahead and do that. And then Doug McDermott would also re-sign. I mean, he only wants a minimum, but I might not worry about it at this stage. And then we will deal with Zach Collins later on. So since the trade deadline, we've gone 6-9, including a back-to-back here against the Rockets and the Warriors. That's kind of crazy. 19 for Vassell, 18 and 8 for Vic. Curry with 32 and we somehow win. Then Vassell there with 27, Jabari Smith with 19. So looking at the standings here, the Lakers are still the 1 seed. We didn't make any changes really to their roster. But the Clippers at 4, 36 and 29. But they're there with Russ, PG, Norman Powell, Kawhi, Nurkic, Zubats. So I'm assuming DFS is injured. No, it doesn't actually look like he is, so they're just not starting him, but I guess that's fine. That's up to them. Start an extra 90. The Wolves have put it together a little bit. They're up to the 7th seed with Dame. Since the All-Star break, his scoring is up, his rebounding is down, his assists are up. He's shooting 50, 38, 90 splits, so that's elite stuff there. The Mavs up to the 8 seed. They were ready to sell before I did those moves for them, so Kuzma's there. Since All-Star, his scoring is up as well. His rebounding is up. His assists are the same. He's shooting 46, 33, 80 splits, so that's good stuff there. The Suns, I wanted to get somebody, but just no one really made sense, and I figured in this universe they can keep Ayton for now. Portland, here's the 12 seed. They've decided to start Conley again, so he's got about 8 and 5. On 37% since the All-Star break, so that's not really that great. Jonathan Isaac, about 10 and 7 with almost 2 steals and half a block on terrible efficiency. You know he's not there to do that. And Cat, he's gone up to 25 points a game. That makes sense, definitely. And we're down to the 15 seed in the West. Let's go, dude. Only the Wizards are worse. That makes sense. We got rid of Kuzma. And the Nets, we're tied with the Pistons. So we should be guaranteed a good pick. Jordan Poole's not even starting there. That's kind of funny. Bojan, another guy I wanted to trade, so that might come in the next season. And here are the Bucks with Gary Trent. So since All-Star, he's up to about 15 points. On 43, 32 shooting, so the splits could be a little bit better. The Bucks are there as the 6th seed. Miami's up to the 4th seed, very good with Terry Rozier. He's now coming off the bench, but they can definitely start him. And then those are pretty much all the major changes we made. So for us, since the All-Star break, Wemby's up to 21 and 10 with about 3 assists, which is really nice. Almost 3 blocks and half a steal. 46, 43, 83 splits, beautiful. And yeah, so next episode we will do this final month of the season. We'll play a bit of a game. If it's a blowout, we'll skip to the end. Maybe we play against one of the new teams we built here, and then we can run through the playoffs as well. And then the episode after that will be the off season. Yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully you enjoyed some of the trades I made. If you're mad about them, I'm sorry. But again, nothing too on the line of what's real right now in the NBA. It's just more what I'm seeing in the league. And moves I think could spice it up and make it more exciting for certain teams and let them buy in, etc., etc. So regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy. I am going away for a little bit. It's my birthday, so I will be at the Sydney Kings game this weekend, which is exciting. Maybe I'll record some of that, maybe I won't, I'll see. But regardless, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Really helps me out. And until the next video, peace out.